This is called longboarding. I have a long flexible board here with sandpaper on it, and it's the first stage of fairing everything out. This gives me a nice clear line. I can tell where the high spots are and where the low spots are, so I can go in and fill some of these places and do an initial filling and fairing before I spray the primer on. I'll be spraying a high build primer on here, and then I'll sand everything down again, and any low spots I can fill. And then the last coat of primer will go on, and I'll be ready to paint. So now it's a lot of fairing and filling and sanding the whole hull and preparing it for primer. Getting ready to primer the hull here. Got my Systems 3 waterborne high build epoxy primer. Got a Wagner gun here I'm going to try out. Wipe the hull down with alcohol water mix and masked off the, which will be the upper 3.5 inches of the sides, because I don't want paint on that. When I wrap the fiberglass from glassing the decks around and glass it to the sides, I want that bare. So I'm getting ready to shoot the first coat of epoxy primer. It is now August 29th, 2008. I took both of those gallons. I got 2 good coats. That gray epoxy primer. Well, this is a device that I made to mark my water line. I've got a cart with wheels on it. Since I set up the boat level with the garage floor, and the garage floor is pretty level, I'm using that to mark my water line. So I have a pencil here set at the height I want my water line to be. So I'm just going along and marking it about every foot or so. Then I'll come back with the masking tape, connect all these marks, and then I'll have the water line where I want it. I got 2 coats bottom paint on the bottom. Took 1 gallon. I got 2 coats of undercoater on the top side. That took a gallon too. 1 gallon did 2 coats. Well, the bottom's all blue. Top sides now are white. I'll sand this down, see how it smooths it up. I think I'm going to have to order another gallon of undercoater to really get her smooth. I'm using a Pettit paint here. I got Vivid bottom paint. It's anti-fouling paint. It's not a slopping paint, it's hard paint. It's a slime resistant protective coating. It's recommended for trailer boats. And I've got easypoxy white undercoater because I'm going to use the pearl gray easypoxy on the top side. So 1 part polyurethane, but it goes on really nice with a roller and a foam brush to tip it with, and it's really easy to touch up. But I'm going to need another gallon of this undercoater. I've got the white undercoater sanded down. So I just started hitting the gray epoxy primer. I can see the high spots and the low spots. The idea is to level it out without taking any more of the primer off than necessary. You have to reach some point where you say, hey, this is enough. This is smooth enough, and about there ordered one more gallon of white undercoat, and I'll roll that on, and then I'll sand that. I use 60 grit on this. I'll probably use 80 grit, and I'll just take it down just till I barely start seeing primer and stop. And then the last coat of undercoat, I'll just smooth it up with some 150 grit, and then we'll put on the pearl gray topside enamel. And that, with the black boot top, this hull will be painted and ready to turn over. I made this tool to mark out my boot top line. I want a consistent 3-inch wide boot top and viewed from the side, so I made a tool here so I can get that 3-inch height with the different angles of the sides. I use my level, put it on my water line, center of the bubble. I have a block of wood with a pencil hole drilled 3 inches down for 3-inch boot top. Line my bubble up there and go in and make a mark. And I'll do that every foot or so down the hole, and then I'll use my masking tape to mask in the boot top. Well, that basically completes the exterior of the hull. She's all glass and painted now. Now the big project is to turn her over, to roll her over onto that side of the shop, then move her back here so we can spend the winter building and assembling deck and cabin parts that will have to come off so we can get her out of the shop next spring when we get the good gluing weather. It's September 20th now, and it's starting to get cool at night. So we've got everything done in time. We got her glass painted, and the hull is actually ready to take the water right now. But let's get to the end of the season, so big project next is get her turned over. Get her back here and then get back to work on the inside.